back to Alice Talks Football, and in today's video I'm going to be talking about all the latest Manchester United transfer news, from Ole Gunnar Solskjaer's plan to sell 5 players to fund the Sancho move. What is Ole Gunnar Solskjaer's transfer plan? What's Ole Gunnar Solskjaer's plan for Jack Grealish? Aubameyang transfer boost, Haaland transfer update, Ndidi latest, and David De Gea, all in this video. But first things first, I'm going to get into the Sancho story. But before I get into that, quickly please hit that like button and subscribe down below to Alice Talks Football if you haven't already, as it means a lot and you do not miss daily Manchester United content if you click that subscribe button down below. So in the last week regarding Jadon Sancho, we had this time last week the Sun came out and said that personal terms had been agreed, the move was all done. Then 2 days later it basically came out and said that story by the Sun was a load of rubbish, debunked it all. And then on the Friday, 2 days after that, Ed Woodward came out in an interview that Simon Stone reported and said that we are ignoring the financial reality. Rumours of us going and paying over £100 million for a player during this current situation is ignoring the financial reality. But it's basically Ed Woodward coming out and saying, and because of the financial situation at the moment with the current pandemic going on and values going down and money in football being worth less and less because obviously no clubs are bringing in money, that we're ignoring the financial reality that basically deals worth £100 million or more might not be able to be done if the club still wants to demand over £100 million for a player that might be worth £60–70 million now due to like the fall in player values during this current pandemic. So in other words, if Dortmund still want £130 million for Jadon Sancho and when his value falls to maybe £60–70 million, we're not going to be able to do that because we have less money to spend this window. Now the latest story that's come up by the Manchester Evening News says that Manchester United are prepared to sell 5 players in order to make the funds for the Sancho move. So Edward was talking about the funds, but maybe if we sell the players, we can actually spend £130 million on a player that maybe is worth £70 million in the window. Now, one thing we learned about Solskjaer last season is he loves selling players or just getting them out on loan, getting the deadwood out. He's the one manager in the post-Fergie era that's actually got rid of the deadwood, or a fair amount of the deadwood. Like Fellaini went as soon as he came in. You know, he's got Smalling on loan, Sanchez on loan, he got rid of Lukaku. You know, he's got rid of a lot of players. He's good at clearing out the club. However, this story is talking about the 5 players that we want to sell. And the 5 players that we want to sell, according to this story, is Rojo, yeah, I see that. Smalling, yeah, I see that. Lingard, yeah, I see that. Pereira, yeah, I can see that. And Paul Pogba. And now, I would, you know, do we want to sell Paul Pogba? Because Ole Gunnar Solskjaer has come out and said that Paul Pogba will be a Manchester United player next season. We know that Manchester United want Paul Pogba to stay. We want him to sign a contract. So I'm thinking, if that was Phil Jones there or Sanchez, yeah. Of all the reports that we want Paul Pogba to stay, I don't think we're looking to sell Paul Pogba. I think if Real Madrid went £100 million for Paul Pogba, we'd sell him. But I just can't see us selling him. I don't think we want to sell him. I think we want to keep him against his will unless we get good money for him. Those 5 players could easily fund a move for Jadon Sancho. However, I do fear this report is a bit rubbish, especially because it was quoted by the Sun, and the Sun, when it comes to stories, are normally bullshit, let's be honest. But in that article, it's just talking about Ole's transfer plan. Now, apparently that is Ole's transfer plan: bring in Sancho, sell those 5 players. Now, for me, I don't know if I believe this story. We know that Ole wants to sell Rojo, Smalling, Sanchez, Lingard, Jones. He wants them out of the club. I don't know if he wants to sell Pereira just yet. I think he might want to give him another chance. I'm not sure. We know that Ole also wants to keep on to Paul Pogba. We know that his first choice transfer is Jadon Sancho, followed by Jack Grealish, followed by a central midfielder. So that is Ole Gunnar Solskjaer's plan. But obviously, due to the financial situation at the moment, like, we don't know what's really going to happen with his plan. But Ole's transfer plan is obviously to sell 5 players and bring 3 in. This is sort of along the right lines, but it is from the Sun, so I don't know whether quite to believe it. But we do know that 4 of the 5 players on that list I think Ole would happily sell, and we know Ole wants Jadon Sancho. But basically, I do think that Ole will try and sell 3 or 4 players to be able to fund Jadon Sancho, because if Dortmund have a high asking price for Jadon Sancho in this window, like, Ole's going to have to sell players because of the financial situation and stuff. And I do think Ole will be looking to sell at least 3 of the players on that list to help maybe fund a Sancho move. And I do believe, because reliable journalists have said that Manchester United will go all in for Jadon Sancho. Even though Ed Woodward made this comment the other day, I still believe that Manchester United will go all in for Jadon Sancho. Unless Dortmund ask a ridiculous price or Jadon Sancho doesn't want to leave, I still believe that Jadon Sancho will be a Manchester United player next season. I generally think if Jadon Sancho does not come a Manchester United player this summer, it's because he stayed at Dortmund. I can't really see him going anywhere else this summer. I could be all wrong, but for my opinion, I think Jadon Sancho is still likely. but we've got to be realistic about the money and stuff. Now the next story talks about Aubameyang and Haaland, and they're not the biggest story, so I'm just going to cover it quickly. It says basically, with Aubameyang, Arsenal apparently given up on trying to get him to sign a new contract, meaning they're going to sell him, they're willing to sell him, let him go cheap, so it gives Manchester United an opportunity to like do a Robin van Persie repeat and go boom, snap up Aubameyang. I mean, I wouldn't mind Aubameyang as a short-term option, like, he's a good player, would annoy Arsenal, I think he'd be Robin van Persie kind of esque, but better options out there for me. Plus, does it bench Martial? And then the next story is about Erling Haaland, and it's basically saying Real Madrid have pulled out the race to sign Erling Haaland this summer, leaving the doors open for Manchester United. So if we put an offer in, we'll be the team going for him. Can't see Haaland leaving Dortmund 6 months after he joined them, when he rejected us for Dortmund, so I don't believe that. The next story is by The Athletic, and this is kind of worrying because The Athletic is generally reliable, and it says that Manchester United plan to play Grealish as a right mid. He's a cam. We did this with Mata. You don't buy a cam and stick them on the right. We've not had a proper right mid since Nani, so are we actually going to buy a cam and play him on the right mid? What does that mean for Jadon Sancho? I don't know, like, I hope The Athletic's wrong. The thing about The Athletic is they're generally quite reliable. But Jack Grealish, yeah, he can play off the left, but he's never really played off the right. He's a cam. I hope we're not doing the same Manchester United mistake where we buy a cam and we play them out of position. Get a right winger. We need Grealish as the second cam, but get Jadon Sancho if you want a right winger, or an actual right winger. I don't want to ruin Grealish. The next story is about Wilfred Ndidi, a player I rate really highly. Hasn't really been linked to Manchester United, be a perfect signing for Manchester United. World-class CDM, 23, Premier League proven, not really been linked to us. Player that would generally benefit us a lot. Wilfred Ndidi's basically come out and said that he's not leaving Leicester, which confirms that like we're not going to get Wilfred Ndidi this summer. As much as we'd like to get him, Wilfred Ndidi, it seems very unlikely that we'll get him. And then the final story covers David De Gea. Now David De Gea has been a long servant to the club, and he's basically come out and said that he wants to play for Manchester United for more than 10 years. His future's committed to Manchester United. Obviously there's been a lot of Dean Henderson speculation about next season. I believe De Gea will be our keeper next season and probably the season after, and Dean Henderson's maybe his long-term replacement if Dean Henderson continues improving. But, you know, it's nice to see David De Gea wants to stay at the club, because I remember there was a point where he really wanted to leave and his future set at the club, and I love David De Gea, he's a good keeper. Now, that's all the Manchester United latest news today. If you have not already, please hit that like button and subscribe down below to Alice Talks Football. Also, comment your thoughts as I read and reply to most of my comments. Share this video. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you next time.